Hello everyone, my name is Saf, and today we're gonna talk about things I've been enjoying lately. And it's gonna be very general, and it's gonna go from music to games and to lifestyle. So let's get right into it. The first band I'm gonna talk about is the Velvet Underground. I've been listening to them quite a lot recently. Velvet Underground, they're one of the main influential bands from the 60s. I think many of you might know about it, since I love collecting alternative rock CDs and alternative music in general. Even Andy Warhol produced this album for them. Like, as you can see, the cover of this album is made by Andy Warhol, and he produced this album for them. So that's how popular they were at the time, and still are actually. The lead singer of this band is Lou Reed, and later on in the 70s he became a glam rock star. So maybe you might know the band from the singer Lou Reed and not from the Velvet Underground. And I would recommend the Velvet Underground for people who enjoy listening to alternative music and they would like to go to the original source of it, which is this band right here. The next band that I want to talk about, I mean, it's not a band, it's a singer. His name is Leonard Cohen. I have a vinyl of him. Oops. Well, he is beautiful both musically and lyrically, since before he became a musician he was a poet as well. So he has this big emphasis on his lyrics, which not many bands actually do. He originally wrote the Hallelujah song, which you may know from the cover that was made in the 90s and became popular later on. But he was the original person who wrote it. He had a very influential music for me and for many people out there. Sadly, he did die quite recently in 2016. And I would recommend his early albums, like this one as well, to people who just in general enjoy listening to acoustic music and who like paying attention to deep lyrics in the songs. And the next and last on my music section out here, the album that I have is Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Not specifically this album, but in general we'll talk about him and the impact that this band made on me. So, well, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, they're one of the main goth alternative bands in the 1980s. And obviously, as you may know from watching my videos earlier, I do enjoy listening to my 80s alternative rock and goth and post-punk and all this stuff. So this obviously has a great impact on this music later on and now as well. Well, he by himself, Nick Cave, is known and famous for his 90s song with Kylie Minogue, I think, where The Wild Roses Grow, which was a very hit, I would say. Nick Cave is similar to Leonard Cohen since he pays attention to his lyrics as well as he does. Personal opinion about Nick Cave is that I like his movie villain kind of style that he has in all of his songs and albums and all the lyrics. His variety of genres that go all the way from blues to hard rock, almost metal, and his voice as well, which is also very deep. And I think he could fit for any sort of mood, for any sort of person, since he has so many different genres in his songs. The first game that I've enjoyed quite recently has been Witcher 3, which I know I've been a bit late since the game won the Game of the Year award in 2015. I'm playing this on 2018. It is an RPG game. For those of you who don't know, an RPG game is when you grow and develop your character, like you boost up their experience points and all this stuff, in the way that you want them to go. So that's the RPG game for you. Witcher by itself is set in this alternative medieval universe, which I personally really enjoy, and it reminds me of Game of Thrones. While I wait for 8th season of it, I play Witcher 3 to replace my sorrow and the emptiness inside of me. I personally like how Witcher has a deep story in it, not just the gameplay of RPG, but also like story-rich game where your choices matter, and since it's set in the medieval alternative universe, it has this fairy tale feel with all the witch hunters, all the potion makers. There's a lot of rituals happening all over the place, black magic, necrophagists, and all this stuff. It just makes me happy because I personally do love this stuff. I enjoy myths and legends and when I see all of this happening in one game and I'm actually in it, it makes me really happy. You can have a deep emphasis on potion making and alchemy, which I also really like. So Witcher 3 is a good game for me. I've enjoyed it so much recently. So here's that. Next game that I have for this favorite things that I enjoyed is Life is Strange Before the Storm. Now, Life is Strange Before the Storm is a sequel to the original Life is Strange game that was so popular. It got like 10 out of 10 on IGN. You should have heard about it. It was a big game. And weirdly though, I prefer the Before the Storm part, mainly because in the first part, Life is Strange, they had this time traveling stuff going on. So they now in this sequel they got rid of it, which I feel like it was the right choice, since when you have the time travel going on, your choices don't actually matter, because what I've experienced in the first part is that you have a choice, and if you think that it wasn't right or you don't really like how it came out, you can just time travel back and change it to whatever you like. Well, here in the sequel, you don't have it, right? And it actually connects to all of this choice matter kind of stuff, because you can't change it, because you choose it and you go with it, you know, that's the whole point of it. So I feel like now it actually has a sense of it, because it's rich in story and choices matter in this game, and has a visual novel type of style. It is my favorite type of games, since my most favorite game of all times is The Walking Dead. I also like how in Life is Strange Before the Storm's characters are very well developed. I feel like even much more developed than in the previous part. It's focused on Chloe Price, which was like a best friend of Max Hoffel in the first part, but now it's focused mainly on her, and she has much more interesting character than Max, in my opinion, alright? So I really did enjoy playing from her perspective. So I would recommend this, the game Life is Strange Before the Storm, to people who in general like teenage romance drama and novels of John Green, because they're a very similar type of style. And also, just a little hint to all y'all people out there, it's super gay, or you can make it like that. So I did enjoy doing that and playing that, can't lie about that. So here's that. I have finished with all my games and music section, and I'll move on to lifestyle and how I've been doing in general. So lifestyle. The main change that I had recently is that I finally became hydrated. I know it sounds very weird, because like people always drink water, like who are you? You don't drink water? Like people are made 70% of water. I know that, right? But before I actually didn't drink water at all. I used to drink just like coffee or tea, which does the opposite, like dehydrates. So I was like the most dehydrated person in the world, and I still don't really prefer drinking water, but I feel like hydration is good for you. So I even got the app that actually helps you to like drink water regularly, and it has reminders and all. I actually like want to become more healthy than I was, and it was a big change for me, because hydration is important in your life. So I'm very happy that I actually like became aware of what was going on in my life in general, like health-wise. And speaking of health-wise, I've been in a good mental state recently, because since I haven't uploaded videos to this channel for such a long time. I've been pretty sad in general. Like well, not just sad. I've been kind of depressed, cause I didn't do a lot of things at all. I wasn't productive. I didn't have any creativity. I don't know. I had like this block in my head, and I didn't know what to do in general. So now I've kind of went past the state, and I want to do a lot of things. I've been working on so many interesting art projects lately. regarding to my high school and all the other stuff. Not just creativity boosted in my life, but also productivity, and so my mental state also improved. So here's my video of things I've been enjoying doing lately, and I hope you enjoyed watching it as well. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you're enjoying the updates that are happening at the moment. I'm kind of panicking, but I also like where it's going. I feel like it's gonna get us in a good, you know, point in life. It was Zaf right now. Be safe and goodbye.